just want to teach. Help me, guys, I don't know what to do. These kids are driving me crazy. I work all day, I can't sleep at night. My principal thinks I'm lazy. I'm trying my best, but it's out of control. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Tina and Doug, please help me now. I'm really counting on you. I just want to teach.
Hi guys, I'm Doug Curry, the Llama Guy. That song relates to a training that I do with Tina Schuler, a national consultant and author of the book Bridge Builders. This book is wonderful to help you learn how to work with the most difficult students. The training is called I Just Want to Teach. Would it bother you if I told you that right now in your school, in the rooms of the Fast Llamas, that everything is just going really well? Hey, nothing's perfect, but the truth is that no matter how bad you think it is, there are several teachers on your campus who make this look easy, even if it isn't easy. So why are some people fast llamas and other people are slow llamas? Let's examine in this video some important differences. Fast llamas are just better than the rest of us. When they walk, their feet don't even touch the ground. When they go to concerts or other shows, they get the best seats. When they go to Vegas, they always win. The prize in their Cracker Jack box is always better than the ones that you get or I get. They are just better. But why? I'll tell you why. Fast llamas think differently than the rest of us. They have a different set of beliefs than slow llamas. Different beliefs about their purpose, their kids, their job. And it's what they think and believe that makes all of the difference in the world, and why they will continue to survive while the rest of us will become an extinct species. So let's examine the mind of the fast llama. Fast llamas are fun. They're interesting. They're not boring. They are able to take a boring concept and find a way to make it interesting. Now that doesn't mean that everything has to be a game, but do realize teaching is like putting on a show. There is an entertainment aspect to teaching. And this can often be done in little ways. The first way is to genuinely show your own love for what you are teaching. When someone comes over to my house to fix something, since I can't fix anything, so let's say an electrician comes to my house to fix a light switch or something, I always start asking that person questions about what they're doing. Now it's at that point that even the most boring person in the world lights up. I'll say, why are you cutting the blue wire and not the red wire? All of a sudden, the electrician starts giving me a fascinating lesson about electricity. You can tell that this person is really excited about how electricity works. I'm always fascinated to hear people talk about what they know and what they do well. So the greatest teachers are the ones who can make fractions come alive. They make letters and sounds sing and dance. They're genuinely excited about teaching and learning, and it's infectious. Fast llamas teach great lessons. They have learned how to make their subjects come alive. And quite honestly, this just comes from effort and the willingness to be a bit creative. Fast llamas are masters of relationships. They realize that you really can't teach or influence anyone until you have established a positive relationship with that person. So are you telling me it's my job to have the kids like me? Well, yes. It sure helps if you're likable. Now, if you've heard me speak before, you know that I'm big about the fact that the kids are not your friends. You are the adult. But it really helps if you're likable and not some kind of jerk that causes us all to think up ways to make your life miserable. Relationships. Get to know them. Show them that you care about them, both inside your class and outside of your class. Watch this fast llama use a simple technique in order to learn about her students.
Also, I wanted to go over this little 2-minute relationship building card. That's why you filled this out. Thank you for filling this out for me, because I want to get to know you, and if I can help you in any way, that's what I'm here for. Card, okay? So I see you like sports. That's good. So basketball is your favorite?
Yes, I love basketball.
I like basketball too.
Do you really?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to play like point guard in school.
Were you good?
I was good. I think I was good. I was pretty fast. So that was pretty good. And you like boxing as well.
That right there is my favorite because that's one that I actually participated in.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Be friendly, but not their friend. Be outgoing. Don't be afraid to be happy no matter what happens. Kids are really attracted to adults who are comfortable in their own skin. And remember, if you're not happy or comfortable, fake it. Listen to this world-class llama talk about relationships.
You know, my biggest thing is more than anything, you have to build a relationship with them. And I think, you know, from the get-go, you have to choose your battles. And that doesn't mean that you don't hold them accountable. You certainly always hold them accountable for what they do and their choices. But I definitely believe that you just teach them. And it's not about punishing, it's about building relationships, and it's about helping them realize that y'all are on the same team. I don't necessarily have any skill set set apart from anybody else, I feel like. But I do feel like more than anything, I have a belief that these kids, that anybody can learn, and that they all have the right to go to college if they choose to do so. And I know one thing, if they're going to walk in my classroom, if they're going to come in my classroom, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get them where they need to be. And I'm going to work so hard because they deserve that. And I understand, and I've just realized through the years, I mean, I have personal stories about seeing kids go from down here to up here, you know, and I've seen them with some really crappy situations too, crappy circumstances. And I feel like more than anything, it's just that strong belief, just knowing, hey, any kid can make it, any kid can learn, regardless of their situation. And that's what we have to do. We can't feel sorry for them all the time. We've got to say, you know what, let's get them where they need to be.
So along with being interesting, funny, happy, and dynamic, what do fast llamas think? What do they believe? Reality. Teaching is hard. So how do fast llamas face these challenges? Well, instead of dreading them, they actually welcome them. Listen to this world-class llama talk about the challenging kids.
I almost have an eye for those kids. At the beginning of the year, I can spot who those kids are going to be, and I make it my ultimate mission and goal to win them over before I win anybody else over. And naturally, you know, sometimes you've got those kids that are already, you know, whatever, but I know they're gonna be there. I want those kids because me and them are gonna be like this. And I don't mean that like in a best friend type of way, I mean in a relationship type of way.
Did you hear that? I make it my goal to win them over. Me and them are going to be like this. And I don't mean in a best friend kind of way, but in a relational way. Do you have any idea what this would mean to a student who has been notoriously unsuccessful, for a teacher to actively choose this student? To believe in a student who everyone else has given up on? Does this make all of the problems suddenly go away? Of course not. But it's the first step. Fast llamas make a conscious choice to like the most difficult student. Fast llamas make a conscious choice to believe in the student who is most difficult to believe in. A world-class llama recently told me that she would actually tell her 7th graders how much she believed in them. She said that they really need to hear that from their teacher. Listen to this Olympic caliber llama who began as a foster child but is now a principal.
How do I deal with reluctant kids? I think about for me when I was in foster care and going to school, and I think about some of the very best teachers that I've ever had, and they didn't make excuses. I think that was one of the biggest thing I remember. You know, I was having a tough day because I knew I wasn't going to see, you know, my brothers and sisters, you know, like the plan. Like that was the plan. I was supposed to go see my brothers and sisters. I wasn't going to see them. I'd tell the teacher that. And I remember it was in 8th grade, I would tell the teachers that, and, okay, but we got to get to work. We have work to do. There were just no excuses. There wasn't, and I guess I equate it to my life. There's no time for excuses, and that's just for anybody. because all that's going to do is hold you up at the end of the day. And so those reluctant kids, I hold them to those high expectations just like I would everybody else. I work with them. I push them harder. I think I push some of those reluctant kids even harder than anyone else. And like I said, equate it to my life. I had to work a little bit harder than everybody else. And so those kids are going to have to work. I'm going to have to work a little bit harder with those kids to help them to get to where they are. And I just don't let up. I don't, you know. I come into class and, you know, they're just sitting there and they don't really want to, you know, put in the effort. They don't really want to do it, but I don't give up. I go over there. Those are kids. I come to you. I'm asking those questions. I'm coming back to you. I come back around. We're working. I come back. I'm not letting you opt out, you know. And so I guess it's a little bit of, you know, if you want to win and you want to be successful, you know, you're only as good as those reluctant kids, really, at the end of the day.
Wow. So many of us want to do everything we can to avoid the difficult students. That fast llama seeks them out and increases the pressure on them, knowing that that is what they need. Kids will do whatever you expect them to do if you love them and treat them with dignity and respect, and if you have the courage and confidence to expect it and enforce it on a consistent basis. They will rise as high as you expect them to rise, or they will sink as low as you let them go. I know the world is a crazy place, and I can't control what happens outside of my classroom. I can't change that. I can't change some of the bad situations our kids live in. But I can sure control what goes on in my classroom. And even though the world appears crazy and chaotic and hopeless, I can be bigger than all of that when I have these kids in front of me. Let me tell you something. It's not just you when you are teaching. You represent everything that is good, decent, and hopeful in the lives of these kids. You've been certified by your state to teach. You didn't slip in. You were thoroughly vetted. Many experts came together and signed off on you to be someone who can make an impact on the lives of our young people. It's not just you. You're backed up by your administration, your district, and your state. You do have the right to tell kids what to do. You don't have the right to tell them to do something harmful or immoral, but you honestly have the right to be in charge. You don't have the right to be a jerk about it. But you're not powerless. And don't forget to build those important relationships. You see, I know that teaching is my calling. It's what I'm supposed to do. I know that I can influence the lives of my students. And if I save one of them, it was worth it. I know that every experience of my life, both good and bad, has led me to this point where I should be teaching. It's my calling. Sure, it's hard. But these kids deserve the best. And hear me, nothing is going to stop me from fulfilling my purpose in my classroom. Yes, there are all kinds of crazy things that go on in this world. And these crazy things sometimes get brought into my classroom. But understand, I am on the side of hope, the side of good, the side of right. And nothing will stop me from fulfilling my purpose in the lives of my students. With all that on my side, in my classroom, I am bigger than any problem that enters. I will not stop until I find a solution to every problem. I will not go over to the dark side of hopelessness or despair. I may get discouraged, but they will never see it. They will see me in a consistently happy, hopeful, fun-loving, and optimistic way, a way that they may have never seen before. And that, my friends, is what all of these fast llamas think in one form or fashion. It's what makes them fast. Yeah, fast llamas are different, but you can become one of them. I want to encourage you. Stick your toe in the water a bit. The water's warm. Little by little, try it out. Take a chance on believing in yourself and your kids. Tell them that you believe in them. Become a fast llama. We'll keep you running with
You'll
the
be
pack.
calling for your
Thank you.
mama. Come along and join us in the pack, and we'll run fast and never look back. Llama, be a fast llama.